They ate grass, trees that blossomed, they ate glue. They told how they ate different herbs. They made pancakes, rubbed heads of corn, added grass and ate it. It sounds terrible.
Oksana Petrovska's family comes from Poltava region. Her relatives witnessed the horrors of the 1933 famine, like millions of other Ukrainians. The woman shares her grandparents' recollections.
When I recall this, when I recall my parents, my grandfathers, grandmothers, I also recall what they told me, what happened at that time, and they cried. It was horrible.
According to various estimates, a massive man-made famine took more than 10 million lives of Ukrainians. The renovated Memorial Hall of the National Holodomor Genocide Museum was opened in Kyiv. For 2 years, scientists have been collecting evidence of this crime against the entire people throughout the country.
These exhibits are connected with the stories of families who survived, the families that witnessed. They know from their stories the crimes of the Holodomor famine. This is a story of how a man who saved people. Later he was convicted for this. This is the story of how Ukrainians resisted the communist totalitarian regime and how they were killed.
For the first time, declassified documents are exhibited here. Those are unique letters from engineer Jerry Berman, who came to work in Stanitsa Luhanska from the United States in the 1930s and left memories of the Holodomor. There are also stands with books of memory. They contain the names of those who died of hunger, a volume from each region of Ukraine.
If we talk about the exhibit, it is a real artifact, and the history of this manuscript is very interesting. Actually, my grandfather wrote this manuscript as a memory of 1933, and it's not only about the famine. In 1932, in December, he was arrested in the case of Pantelimon Yarosh, a teacher. Only now, with the help of the staff of the museum, we have the opportunity to get acquainted with the materials of this case.
Thanks to 3D technologies, everyone can see the film diary of the girl Oksana, whose sculpture stands at the entrance to the museum. Her story is the image of the millions who survived the genocide.
This object is a proof that we are trying to demonstrate the entire world that the genocide that Ukrainian people endured cannot be forgotten. This information should be spread at the state level and recognized at the state level all around the world.
Electronic and paper copies of 7 declassified criminal cases of the Holodomor period have also appeared in the National Holodomor Genocide Museum. This was reported during the International Mass Artificial Famines Forum.
The cornerstone of the Education and Science Ministry's work is taking of measures aimed at restoration, formation of national identity, as well as at memory we should devote to those tragic events.
The 1932-1933 famine has already been recognized as genocide of the Ukrainian people by 15 countries. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine continues working to expand this list and get our partners to condemn the totalitarian regime of the Kremlin. The aim is also to show that the Ukrainians survived due to their strength and resistance. Reported by Vadim Kramer and Yulia Hranovska, UATV News.